All right, so if you watched the last video, the queen might be dead. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna see if that is true. If so, I'm gonna need to get a queen as soon as possible. Otherwise, these guys are gonna leave. I didn't realize that I wasn't supposed to get rid of the queen cells because every video you watch, they're always saying, kill the queen cell as soon as you see it. And not knowing, exactly what I'm doing, since I'm new, I killed them all. And now we're gonna see if maybe there's more queen cells that could replace the queen. Maybe the queen's still there. That's the other issue, is that the comb that they're building is kind of wonky. So like where you see the frame is kind of flat, you want the honeycomb to be flat along that. They're kind of building above it and creating kind of like arches and really not good looking comb. And what this ends up doing is it creates places for the queen to go underneath and hide. So the queen could be there, maybe she's not laying eggs. The weather's been very iffy, so maybe that's the case too. And maybe she was hiding and that's why I couldn't find her. So the goal for today is to, 1, see if there is a queen. 2, if there's queen cells, not kill the queen cells. And 3, we're gonna have to cut out some of that comb that isn't built properly. Ideally also, you'd wanna put a new wax on that comb so that way they know to build it out. I don't have wax with me. I'm just gonna cut and hopefully they can fix those other sections. And if they don't fix it correctly, then I'll add new wax along the way. That being said, they most likely don't have any sugar water. It's gonna be really nice this next week, so I'm not gonna add any sugar water for the time being. I'm more so concerned to see if we can actually find a queen. So let's get in there and check some of the frames and look for that queen. All right, quick glance. They do have some sugar water left, which is good, but the bees do look a little bit agitated, which is not a great sign because that could mean that the queen is dead. I honestly think I'm gonna take this top box off. No, they're just not building into it right now. You can actually see one's being born right now. Let me see if I can get that on the camera. So one bee is being born there. I see a couple of bees that are like just being born. So that's good, but I don't see a larva, which means that the queen could be dead. Which means I need to get another queen. No, this one's good. See, it's like flat. This is what I want. I'm gonna rest this down for a second. I just need some room in the actual hive to like pull other frames out. So it looks like there's one like queen cell that they're trying to make. So yeah, I do think the queen was either rejected or she was killed or something. This one that's a little longer, that's a queen cell. So when they realize the queen is either dead or if they don't like the queen, they'll make new ones and they kind of start like a civil war. And then when this queen's born, they'll group up, some with this one, some with the old queen, and then they fight it out. This tells me that they don't like the queen, 1, or 2, she's dead. The fact that I don't see any new larvae in here tells me most likely she's dead. Or maybe like when she first came in, they like dealt with her and they're like, nah, she's... So again, this is that wonky comb that I don't want. It does. So I'm just gonna straight up just rip it out. All right, well, if you watched my previous videos, again, you're gonna see kind of the issue we're running into. And at this point, I'm pretty confident that the queen's dead. I don't see any cells with new larvae in them. Whoa, this is a heavy frame. The bees are somewhat aggressive. I don't see new larvae. I see bees that are being born, and you're also gonna see these combs that are kind of wonky, that are like sticking out a little bit. Whereas I want them kind of flush with the actual frame itself. This side doesn't look too bad. I'll show you guys that in a second, but the other side is not great. We do still have a lot of bees that are being born, They're capped off, but no new fresh larvae. Frame doesn't look too bad. I see a little bit of brood in there. Again, no fresh larvae. Just a bunch of bees on some brood. So, not ideal. But I definitely can confirm there is a dead queen. I only saw one other queen cell. I don't know if it's too late for that queen cell. I think I'm just gonna have to get a new queen because I don't want to risk all of these bees swarming. I'll fix the one right now that is pretty rough, doesn't have a whole lot on it, and then we'll go to the really, really bad one. So this one doesn't have a lot of resources on it. They're just going straight down with it. I'm just gonna scrape this off right now. There's not a whole lot of bees on it. That way we can just give them a fresh start. And I'm just gonna pop off these. Because it's a waste. Now there is some honey as I'm scraping it off. I probably shouldn't do it with the bees on it, but they're not really coming off easily. But there is some honey in there. I'm gonna leave it for them to take as I clean up here. All right, I kind of cleaned it off camera a little bit. You can kind of see here, I left a little bit of here. There's, they're cleaning off the honey right now. So hopefully they can lay it flat. We can't really have those columns. So we'll put this frame back so they can get back to work on it. And now we are going to work on the worst one of them all. This was the best frame, at least the most production on it. And we'll see if that still is true, but it is the worst comb of them all. A couple of bees are being born. Great to see, but this is the exact problem that we did not want. This side on the back doesn't look too bad, but you just wait till I flip it around. Look at that. So you'd think that looks great. A lot of bees, a lot of production, but look how it is sticking off of the frame. And what that does is it creates bees on the backside. Realistically, I'm gonna have to take all of this out. It's unfortunate, but it's gonna make it hard for me to maintain the hive because I can't spot where the queen is. And this is the main problem. I can't tell where the queen is. She could be behind it. I know there's no queen because no larva is being laid, but this could become a problem later on. So I'm gonna have to take this out, and you can also see there is one queen cell. And you're not supposed to hold these upside down, so I'm gonna try not to, especially if there's a queen cell, but there's a queen cell right in there. And they're tucking it between the frame and that, which is not good. So I'm gonna have to take it all out. I don't know if I wanna do it now, just because we don't have a queen and they're very weak right now. So I think I'm gonna leave it. There's also some wax inside the hive itself on the wall. So I think what I'm gonna do is take that off. That'll free up a little bit of space. You can see there's comb that's built here. We're gonna take that out right now. That I'm not too concerned of. I might just leave that wax out for them to take from. We'll see if we could smoke them just to clear up a little bit of that space so I could just take it down. Looks like there is brood in there and honey, which kind of sucks. That I'm gonna have to kill them, but really don't have much of an option just because I can't really let them just kind of do whatever they want in the hive here with this. And there you go. So again, you can see those caps. Those are the bees, the baby bees that they are tending to. It's unfortunate. There's a couple. Looks like there's also a queen cell. And I'll just leave this out just for them to, dispart from. And I'll clean up some of the wax that's left over here just so they don't feel the need to keep building on that. I'm gonna put this on the side for now, and then we can put them back together. I see two bees wrestling each other at the bottom here. So that might be a robber bee. Yeah, fuck him up. Get him. Get him. Don't let him go. She just suplexed her. All right, I'm gonna let you guys get to that. I've bothered you guys enough today. I'll put the other frame in, and then I think the last thing I want to do before I leave is take the super away. So I'm going to make sure all the bees are out of that before I take the super away. I think this is a good way for me to restart with not having the queen. So I think it's the best option. We're going to need a queen. It's nice to know that I at least confirmed it. My suspicions were there. There's a couple of queen cells. I'm not killing them at all. I'm going to see if they can get their own queen. If that happens, great. If not, I'm still going to get a queen bee as insurance. You know, I don't want this hive to fail because there's no queen bee at a certain time and they look to swarm and go anywhere else. So I'm going to get a new queen bee. Hopefully we can do that before they go ahead and swarm. I'll fix that comb as soon as I get that new queen in. I don't want them to, you know, see like, hey, all of the hive is basically destroyed. We don't have a queen. Let's dip. We're going to wait till we get the queen. I'll fix some of that comb once I see that that brood has been born. And I think then we'll be good. Looks like they still have some sugar water. We're going to have some really nice days this next week. So hopefully we can get the queen bee as soon as possible. And then, yeah, we'll see where we go from there. If you guys have been watching from now on, I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one.